It's now time for Thankful Thursday with your host, Fionia Salmon.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Thankful Thursdays. I am your host, Fionia Salmon. A warm welcome to viewers on Facebook Live and also YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. If it's your first time here, Thankful Thursdays is a platform which provides useful life tips and advice from entrepreneurs and professionals across various disciplines. Today, we are so excited to welcome Maurice Grant. Maurice Grant is 32 years old. Yes, 32. He's he's isn't just another business consultant. He's a force of nature who believes in living every day to its fullest. Maurice started out in real estate. He had a ability to find clever ways to finance deals. Soon he took on rental car business and scaled up to 30 plus vehicles in record time. More recently, he has stepped into mergers and acquisitions. It's clear he understands many moving parts of the business world, from closing deals to building strong partnerships. As always, Thankful Thursdays is sponsored by Ionia Distributors LLC, the company which distributes my stainless steel barware set and also my motivational t-shirts featuring the title of my book, It Will Be Long But Not Forever. And yes, I'm also wearing a new color. So if you're looking to get one of my t-shirts, it's now available in green and also purple. So make sure to DM me to get that order in before we're out of stock. So thank you so much for my viewers on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Share it with someone. Let's focus on our guest, Maurice. Maurice, welcome to Thankful Thursdays. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Today, we will be looking at 5 tips to become a successful entrepreneur.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Maurice, what would you say is the first foundation tip every aspiring entrepreneur should focus on before starting their journey?
Um, I would say to understand that you're building a system.
Mhm.
So like I tell everybody this. There's a movie that I like to watch. It's called The Matrix. Almost everybody heard of it. But there's a scene in The Matrix where Morpheus is talking to Neo in the Matrix realm, and then Neo gets distracted by a woman in a red dress. But there's a key statement that Morpheus tells Neo that probably gets overlooked by a lot of people, um, and it equates to that the system is in control. Either you're the creator of the system, or the system is your enemy. And I like to emphasize that point to really elaborate to people that your business is the same thing. You have to be the creator of the system. You can't really let someone else dictate this thing that you're building. By you being like, and when you start to understand, like, everything around us is a system. The phone that we're talking on, this computer that I'm on, this application that we're using, it is a system. And some of it is made up of subsystems. But if one system isn't operating functionally, the rest of it is going to be inadequate. So when we're building a business as an entrepreneur, we have to understand, okay, what is the system overall? What is the purpose of the system? What is the end goal that I would like the system to be? What does my exit as the builder of the system? So, like, will I be building for the longevity of my life for the system, or do I have a plan to sell it in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years? Um, or do I want to build like a franchise? Do I want this system to be so well that it gets adopted by other people all around the world, like McDonald's, like
Mm.
Sears, like Best Buy? So understanding that is one of the most important things I can say, is to focus on systems and not goals. When you understand that you're building a system overall, that's when things really start to align, and your business will start to make sense in a way, because you have the ultimate goals. Okay, I am building out a system. I'm not the system. I'm building out a system.
So now that we build out a system, oftentimes the next factor of success or entrepreneurial success is networking. How important do you think to align building out the system and also networking in entrepreneurship is important?
Um, Honestly, for me, networking is almost everything. Like networking is, I would say, like it's the ninth wonder.
Hmm.
So if you go to like the seven wonders of the world, compounding is number 8, and then networking is number 9. And the reason why is because majority of the problems that you have can be solved by someone else if you just elaborate it clearly enough to them. Like today, I went to a meeting with a potential investor, and I just happened to share something that was unrelated to anything else that we were talking about. But in this meeting, he wanted to introduce us to somebody else related to AI and business. And then at that event, I'm just networking, talking to people, and literally I found what I was looking for. Like I found another partner that can help us on this data center that we're looking to get established, all by networking, all by just introducing myself to other people, talking about the struggles that I'm having and the things that I need assistance with. And literally, like the universe just starts to provide it to you. It's like as you're speaking it out to someone else, not being scared or wary of, oh, they're going to steal my idea. Only people that really think like that, excuse my language, but only people that think like that is the ones that started from the bottom and is just only grinding in the bottom, where everyone's trying to make it out. Yes. But when you start to have like this faith and belief of abundance and that everything is possible, you networking, you sharing ideas to other people, you still got to be cautious, but networking really is that knife wonder though. Like it's that thing. Your next partnership can be the person sitting next to you on a bus.
That's
Your
true.
next founder, your next person that's lending you. But like this, I put out a post on social media doing when I was on one of my real estate flips. I was just walking the property, talking about the bad experience that I had with a contractor and how I got screwed. And I was like, yo, I need money. I need $50,000 to kind of like help me finish this project, right? And also, like I'm not thinking anyone on my social media is going to reach out. I'm just literally speaking my feelings at that moment. But little did I know, some lady DM me is like, "Hey, Maurice, so I know you don't know me, but I've been following you for so long that I feel like I know this project you're working on, and now I'm invested. But I actually do want to lend you this money. I want to be that private money lender for you. So what's the next options?" I'm like, "Wait, what? You serious? What are you talking about?" She's like, "Yeah, I got the 50,000, so I'll send you the 50,000, so you can finish your real estate project." That to me is like phenomenal, and it's still in the same way, like it's a form of networking.
That's right. That's right. Think like an entrepreneur. As we go through this discussion, we're looking at 5 secrets to become a successful entrepreneur. What goals? I know oftentimes as entrepreneurs, we tend to fail, especially when we start out in business. We have a lot of failures. And what role do you think that failure has in entrepreneurship? And can you share one failure that you have within your business or you have experienced and what led to your breakthrough?
I got a lot of ones, but I will say one that a lot of people struggle with is hiring too fast and firing too slow.
Oh, wow.
So like you're quick to hire all these people, but then you see that they're a bad fit for your organization, and you're taking a year or 2 years to fire them, but it took you a week to hire them.
Oh,
Um, so that's one thing. But then a saying that I live by is profit feeds your family, but revenue feeds your ego. Which one do you care about feeding? So I've come to the conclusion that a lot of people are focused on this vanity metric when I say like, oh, I want to build $1 million company.
yes.
Cool. Y'all do that. But then I ask you what's your profit margins. You tell me, I was like 8% or 10%. I'm like, what? So you telling me you're making $1 million, but you're only taking home 80 to 100,000, $80,000. I'm like, for all that, you just go get a job because you still got to pay taxes on that 80K. You still got to pay insurance. You still got your regular life expenses that you got to live by and be able to take a vacation, but you're stressing yourself out to build a company that hit that $1 million mark.
Mm.
And when I started to see that and understand that, like, so many people is building businesses to for that ego purposes. It's like, I want to make sure that I have this multi-million dollar company, or I want to make sure, like, forget all of that. Stop feeding your ego. Feed your family. Only thing that can feed your family is profit.
That's right.
Profit, like the money that you're actually taking home from your business. But when this was an issue that I had too, because like a very good amount of time, especially my car rental business, we was making so much money. Like, we had such a large amount of flux of cash flow coming in, but I didn't have real profits because a lot of that cash flow would go back to fixing up some of our cars. So say like our Lexus or our BMW would get in an accident. It will sit in the shop for like 8 months, 9 months. That will wipe out a lot of my profits from the last 4 or 5 months, just because that car is sitting for so long. And if I wanted to make it a rush order, I would have to pay even more money just to get it back on the streets. So it's like, okay, I don't want this thing to be a liability for me. I want it to continue to being an asset. How do I do this? Well, I have to pay more money. I got to find a parts. I got to take these things that I need rush ordered here. Now I'm paying a premium just to get the car back on the streets to make money again. But the same money that I'm paying in rush orders is the same profit that I had at one point. But when you take that concept and you have 30 cars, it's like, bro, I thought I was making so much money. But doing the numbers and seeing like what actually I'm spending my money on, I wasn't making nothing. And for me at the time, it felt like a good thing because it was all ego. Like, oh yeah, I got this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. But I wasn't able to like really, I was feeding my family because I wasn't operating my business correctly at this time. All of my, like almost everything I was doing was getting spent through my business. But it was still like, Reese, we got to do something better here. Like, what are we doing? So yeah, revenue feeds the ego, profit feeds the family. Which one do you care about feeding?
Wow, that's powerful. You spoke about profit, and as an aspiring entrepreneur, how many years in business am I able to see profit? I know that some businesses, some startups might see profit a little bit earlier than others, but what's the number of years that an aspiring entrepreneur can see that profit that you've been talking about?
It really just goes on how you started, like how you go into setting up your business. So there are companies that literally are profitable day one. The moment they start in the operation, they're already profitable. But then there's others that will be red. When I say red, they're negative, or are still underwater for a year and a half, 2 years, because they're taking a whole bunch of loans for capital to build this business first. So it really depends on your what I call this. It really depends on your industry overall, as far as like what type of business you're operating. So if you're doing something like a t-shirt company where you have to have the t-shirts on hand and selling them. If you're buying them in bulk and taking a hit, then yeah, you gotta kind of like do that. But then there's ways that you can sell this thing first and then use that money as you can sell as a pre-sale to capitalize off of it. So now you're profitable day one, and then you take the profits that you have to actually buy the shirts and then get everything made. So I'm the type that encourages people, especially new entrepreneurs, is go sell the thing first before it's ever made. And the best way I can put this is, we all know about Elon Musk and Tesla.
That's right.
People waited 4 years for the Cybertruck. 4
Mm.
years, like 4 whole years, but yet you can buy it online at any given moment. You can put down a down payment on this car any given moment, but no one knew when the thing was actually going to hit the streets. They waited 4 years for this car. He made millions of dollars before the car was ever made, all just off of a concept, idea, a belief of something that he was going to create and put it out there in the market. He had a prototype. He showed the prototype. He created a desire for this thing. Once that desire was there, he collected money, used that money to go build it.
Wow.
So it really just depends on your business model, your strategy overall. But there are ways that you can be profitable day one if you understand your audience, your product, and the buyer's journey.
Thank you. So understanding your market and your target market and everything. Thank you so much for sharing those insights. Thankful Thursdays is sponsored by Ionia Distributors LLC, the company that distributes my stainless steel barware sets and also my motivational t-shirts. So my barware sets are right here and also here. Please, I'm asking, and my t-shirt, I'm wearing it. So please, I'm asking you, please go ahead and support me. All these items can be available. They're available for sale on Amazon. So please go ahead and get it and support your girl. So thank you so much. If you already subscribed to my YouTube channel, that is Fiona and Friends, thank you so much. And I'm asking you, please go ahead, share out my content wide and far to your family and friends. Maurice, let's go forward a little bit. Let us address the mindset and long-term perseverance in entrepreneurship journey. How do you stay motivated when things get a little bit overwhelmed or uncertain, especially when you're spending all this money and the money's going out and there's no money coming in? How do you stay motivated in all of this?
Oh, I love this question, because the way that I see it is stepping into entrepreneurship will force you to become a spiritual person.
Mhm.
Like if you ever want to build a relationship with God, step into entrepreneurship. And the reason I say this because it's like you're have this desire inside of you, you had this feeling, this energy inside of you to produce this thing that has yet to be seen by the world. No one can explain it. No one can comprehend like what it is. But there's this belief system that you have that I have to fulfill on this, and it's really just faith. So it's like you can have faith or you can have doubt, but you can't have both at the same time because
Wow.
they're literally the same exact thing. Like if I have a coin and I flip
Yes.
this coin, they're still the coin, but faith is heads and doubt is tails, or vice versa, however you want to look at it. But they're still the exact same thing. If I put this coin down on the table, I can only see one side at a time. When I start to understand that, is like there's times in my life, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of times in my life where I doubted myself. I doubted all the things that I'm doing. I doubted if this product, this service, this idea that I have is even working. Is it even worth it? But then I get that desire inside of me again, where it's like, well, Reese, what do you want to go back to? You want to go back to what was you were doing? Were you unhappy and continue to do that for 12, 13, 40, 50 years? Or you want to keep grinding and have faith in yourself that this thing will work? So the more that I understood that, building a relationship with God and understanding the Bible for what the Bible actually entails of, it gave me a better understanding of how to grind forward and move forward. Because anytime you have intention with something, disruption is going to follow.
That's
So
right.
I have intention to go to the gym. All my friends is going to invite me to go to a party versus me going to the gym randomly out of nowhere. I have intentions to take a vacation. All of a sudden, something's going to happen that's going to want to stop me from doing this vacation. I have intentions of being on this podcast. I was supposed to be at home in my actual studio with a nice background and everything, but the rainstorm stopped me. So I'm like, well, that's not going to stop me from coming here. Let me turn my ass back around and find Wi-Fi again so I can actually pull up. So faith and doubt are always going to be there, but you get to pick and choose which route you want to go. Faith builds anticipation, where you're getting excited for the future. Doubt brings you anxiety, where you're getting nervous about what's yet to come. And we have all in our power, we have the right to choose which path we want to pick.
That's right. We have, hello, are you hearing us?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a comment on screen. Starting a business is an act of faith. Having faith in God helps entrepreneur in those moments of self-doubt for real. So Jamaican dads, they agree with you earlier about having faith.
You started to break up a little bit at the end.
All right, I'm just jumping in for a quick moment. It seems that Fiona is having a little bit of connectivity issues. So Fiona, I don't know if you can jump off and then try reconnecting. Meanwhile, I'll just keep the conversation going with Maurice. Hey, boy, Maurice, you just spoke about it. Sometimes you have the best intentions to get something done, and then out of nowhere,
The universe disrupts. It's
yeah,
it's literally a law of the universe. Like it's inevitable for it to not happen.
yeah. Um, on that matter of that you were speaking about, like failure and so on, and how you were able to get get through it and rebound and uh, again start over in some instances or pick up from where you left off in another instance. What was like one of that what was that like driving force that helped you to really push forward?
Really understanding my why. And when I say that is understanding the reason that I'm grinding so hard, pushing so hard, doing these crazy outlandish things in the first place. Like I can be completely set having a job making 100,000 a year, just living happily, but I won't really feel fulfilled. Like I will just be going to work depressed, coming home depressed, not truly satisfied because I'm not living to my full potential, right? And when I understand my why, when I understand like the reason that I'm pushing myself so hard, like it's no one else that's doing this to me. Like no one has a gun to my head. It's like, yo, Reese, you got to do this. It's like, no, I'm doing this off of my why, my belief. And I recently became a father 2 years ago. And it's like, I want to be able to provide my son a different lifestyle than I grew up. I want to be able to show my family the real, a different way that I have never been able to see until I became older, until I was able to experience for myself. Um, Moving my sister from Philadelphia to Georgia, where I live at now, getting her out the hood into now a suburban neighborhood, she's never experienced this. It's like she was the type, was like, when she moved into her house, she was like, "Oh my God, this neighborhood is so many white people. Like, I don't know. It feels weird." I'm like, "What do you mean, Tilly?" It's like, well, where we grew up at, I only see black people. Now it's like I see all these white people, and it's just weird at first. I'm like, well, good, experience that because the world is filled with more people than just our color. And we now live in a very diverse neighborhood. We got Mexicans, we got Spanish, we got Indians, we got Africans, we got every type of culture in our on our one block actually. And now she's getting exposure to these different cultures overall. And that is a part of my why. It goes farther than just making a whole bunch of money. Like, no, it's more of understanding my purpose in life. What brings me joy and happiness is that I'm able to get other people the success that they want in their life. And when I do that on a continuous basis, the universe kind of just fulfills all my needs. But I say for anybody, whenever that doubt is starting to creep in, understand your why. Understand why you're putting yourself through this fire journey anyway. Understand what gets you, like the thing that's waking you up in the morning and keeping you doing this. Remember that. But then start setting yourself up in a way that you're winning your day.
Mm.
When I say winning your day is, how can I elaborate that? Do something in the morning, like do something first thing in the morning that is a quick win for you. Like, okay, I'm gonna tell myself I'm gonna brush my teeth every day. Cool. Brush your teeth every morning. Easy, quick win. I'm gonna drink a glass of water. Cool. Brush your teeth, drink a glass of water. I'm gonna do 5 push-ups. I'm gonna do 50 push-ups. You do these 3 things. You just conditioned your body to start winning in those 3 manners on a regular basis. They don't gotta be big, but small wins add up. It starts to compound that 8th wonder. So when we start building that compounding in our subconscious mind and our body, we start to align ourselves to just constantly win on a regular basis. And when those doubtful moments start to creep in, you remind yourself of, okay, who am I? Why am I doing this? And you'll start to remember all the wins that you had along in your journey and be very grateful for all of them.
If you had to narrow it down to 5 success tips for future entrepreneur, I know that you have dropped, a lot of insights. What would that be? And which of them do you believe that overlooked at times? Now that we're wrapping up,
Say that one more time. You said 5 statistics.
5 success tips for
5.
future entrepreneurs. Just sum everything up that you have dropped so far. You gave us a lot of insights, but just give us a narrow 5 tips that entrepreneurs can benefit from.
Gotcha. So I briefly touched on some of them. One would be focus on systems and not goals. When you really build that system out and have milestones, your milestones will be the goal, but don't make the milestone the main thing. Make the system the main thing. Understand that they're building a system. The goal is just a byproduct of it. Profit feeds your family, revenue feeds your ego. Don't care about the revenue. Worry about the profit. If you're building a business as an entrepreneur, focus on the actual money that you're taking home. To test it, number 3 would be understand what your business model is from start to end, right? So if you're starting, like, what does your mission statement look like? What is your core values? What is your business plan of attack? What is your customer that you're serving? Who are you serving? How are you serving them? Where are the people that you're serving hanging out at? What type of jobs do they have? What type of money do they have? Getting clear on all these things, like your ideal customer persona, their demographics, their psychographics, their physiographics, getting clear on your buyer's journey from where they are to where they're going to be, and understand that all of this is just a filling overall. So by you providing a filling in somebody where they currently are to where they want to be, your buyer's journey is basically getting them from this filling to this filling over here. All of that is your business foundation. And all of these things should be written out somewhere. It should be put up on your wall. So when you wake up and you walk past your wall, you see these things, you remind yourself of what you're building, because it's not easy. Like, whoever tells you that entrepreneurship is easy, they're lying to you. Like, they straight up just lying in your face, because it's not. If it was easy, literally everybody would doing it. There wouldn't be a world where it's only 5% of everyone on the road is an entrepreneur or owns a business. 5%. And then less than 80% of businesses, let's just reverse that. Only 20% of businesses actually last more than
5 years,
10 years,
10 years.
and able to sell and able to transition out of their company. So it is not an easy endeavor whatsoever. It is very hard. But when you have those roadmaps set up, you have your core values, your mission statement, you understand the beginning and end. What does the end of your business look like? Are you looking to sell it? Are you looking to franchise? Are you looking to give it to your kids? Understand that in the beginning. Because I put it like that. For this one, if you go on your phone right now and you open up your GPS and try to go somewhere, if you don't know the end address, is not going to operate. But better yet, say I'm in New York, right? And I want to go to the other side to California. But if I don't put in no endpoint, it still can't give me no directions. Like you have to know the beginning and end for the GPS to actually work and give you directions from where you want to go. So as an entrepreneur, you know the beginning of where you currently are, and you know what the end looks like for you. And then four would be, that was three or four? I don't even remember.
That was three, actually.
Three.
Analyze your market, having your systems in place, profits, and also the values of know the value of your business.
Okay, so four is kind of like tapped into that. Will be
Yeah.
to truly understand your customer avatar.
Mhm.
Hyper focus on your customers' problems. We are emotional creatures, us as humans. Everything we do is based off emotions and then logic. So we
That's
operate from emotions first, and then we try to logically justify our emotions that we're having. So when I
that's
buy something, I'm buying with my emotions first,
mm-hmm.
and then I logically tell myself that this was a correct choice to make, or vice versa, that it was a stupid choice to make, and that's why people get buyer's remorse. But when you understand your customer now and all the things that they may be thinking about when buying your product or service, you can already overcome the objections they may have. But remember that is always emotion first. Everything a human being does is based off emotion.
That's true.
And then five is to build a business that doesn't revol- build a business that does not revolve around you. And this would be,
Mm.
you're able to leave for 2 weeks, you're able to leave for 2 months, and your business is still operational. Um, and I like to put this as like, a lot of people get mad at me when I say this, but like entrepreneurship is ghetto because a lot of people that teach entrepreneurship or talk it, they made themselves a slave to their own system, right? Like they built this thing that's running, but they can never leave it, or they have a hard time finding free time away from this thing that they built.
That's true.
Where like they're literally a slave in their own system. So building a business that's able to run without you. When you have a company that's set up in a way that you have delegation in place, you have automation in place, um, it's literally like a conveyor belt, right? Where you know when you put this piece right here, it's going to go down this conveyor belt and everything is going to be operational. That's kind of like my five right there.
Oh, powerful five. Um, I just want to ask, you did mention that having a roadmap in place, your beginning and knowing your end. Oftentimes, as aspiring entrepreneurs, sometimes we don't really have our ducks in a row. So sometimes we end up starting from the middle and we'll just say that we're just going to figure it out as we go along. What would you say about that?
Um, I feel like that's almost every business owner. So that's another thing like I kind of have. And this one came back from real estate, right? So
Yes.
I'll bring analogy to you. Would you build a house on a shaky foundation? Like would you build it on sand?
No, I wouldn't. But what if you do have an idea and you just want to build upon the idea to see or to test the market and see what the responses are?
Yeah. So I would still say take action, start building, but understand that you have to eventually go back and look back at that foundation that you started with in the first place. So I'm a real big advocate of jump out the plane and build your parachute as you're falling.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything I kind of do is like, okay, ready. What is it? Ready, fire, aim is what most people are doing. Like they're getting ready. They're gonna aim their gun and then fire. It's like, no, I'm just shooting, and as I'm shooting, I'm going to aim until I'm there. So I learned from experience overall. Experience is the best teacher for me.
Mm.
And for other people that are already started a business, they're midway in their company, they already have their profit, they have money coming in, customers established, their entity set up, S corp, C corp, LLC, whatever it is. All of these things are in place. Cool, amazing, congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
If you made it past 2 years, even better. You're doing an awesome job. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I don't even care if you're still negative. You're doing amazing.
That's right.
But go back and look at what you started with in the first place. Because the goals that you probably had day one of starting a company, if you're not looking at them on a regular basis, they're probably going to look a lot different to you now that you're 2 years
Mm-hmm.
into your organization, right? So day one looks completely different than day two. And if you have partners, that makes it even harder
Mm-hmm.
because we probably started this business like me and you got a business together. We're selling t-shirts. We're running it. We're killing it. Like we out here just
Yes.
making moves. 3 years down the line, my focus, my attention is probably pulled somewhere else. But because this whole 3 years we never really talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to get pulled away from the business. So you're like, yo, we're not really growing, Maurice. Like, what's happening? You're starting to get pulled away because my energy now is no longer the same as it was 3 years ago. So having these check,
Clear intentions.
yeah, these shared attentions and checkpoints and check-ins with your partners, even if you are your own partner, having these check-ins are important to understand what are we aiming towards.
and and I guess it will be okay for you to tell yourself that it's not working and that you need to move on.
Yeah, sometimes yes. Like experience is the best teacher, but people will say work harder, work harder, work harder. I don't really believe in that model. It's like you got to work harder. Things like if you keep working on harder on a thing that's not working, to me that's like insanity. It's like doing
Mm-hmm.
the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result.
That's right.
When I look at it more as like do it to the point that you learn a lesson from it. And once you learn that lesson and you still feel like it's not working, okay, apply the knowledge that you learned from that lesson and adapt it.
That's right.
So don't just, oh, me starting this t-shirt business isn't working whatsoever. Like it's making me stress, it's pulling my hair. Okay, what lessons have you learned along this journey?
That's
How can
right.
you apply these lessons to what you're doing? And if you still feel the same way after you apply the lessons that you learned, then yeah, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you should adapt into being a hairstylist. But
That's right.
don't give up at the end of the day.
That's a that's a powerful end. Don't give up at the end of the day. Maurice, thank you so much for sharing those 5 successful tips for future entrepreneur, especially like myself. Thank you for that reminder, and thank you so much for being here. And is there anything else that you want to share with our listeners?
Um, I'll share this, and this is the last thing I'll end you with, and it's what I live by.
Nice.
And
Thank
it's a saying of be do have, right? So when I say be do have, it's become the person that can do the thing that you can have this outcome. So we majority of the times like, yo, I want to have this thing. So it means I gotta do this task. But in order and I can't do this task because like we just always skip to do have and be. Do have be.
you.
Like once I do this thing, I'll have this once I do this task, I will have this thing and that will make me become this person.
Mm-hmm.
When that's completely backwards. It's like Michael Jordan didn't become the best basketball player or LeBron James didn't become the best basketball player by doing it first. He believed it first. He believed that he could do these things. Like Steph Curry, if you want to go swimming, Michael Phelps believed that he was the world's fastest swimmer before he ever hopped in a pool. Tiger Woods believed he was the world's greatest golf player before he ever swung a club stick. By them believing it, they're able to now do the task. You have to believe in yourself first to give yourself the fortitude, the energy to really like produce it. Believe in yourself that you have the bandwidth and capabilities to doing this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And once you do it, that gives you the that starts to give the universe the energy to give you to have the thing that you want. So do have. Believe you can do the things that you're looking to do so you can have the outcome that you want to have. And that's kind of like my ending points. I live life by that on everything I do. if it's relationships, if it's friendships, if it's cars, if it's houses,
Mhm.
if it's traveling. Do I believe I can do this thing? Cool. How do I do it? Let's do it. And then that gives me the ability to have what I want to have.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And always remember to believe in yourself. And this is where we close Thankful Thursdays. Thank you for tuning in. Remember now, we are on every second and fourth Thursday in the month at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So don't forget to share it with your friends and your family that your girl is on every second and fourth Thursday. As always, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and it's at Fionia and Friends all together. Be sure to get my stainless steel barware sets right here, and also my motivational t-shirts. As I said, limited editions, so make sure you get it. I'm about to show you the purple, so make sure and get my t-shirt as well, and also the black one, the original, which is the black. So make sure to get my t-shirts. And as always, make sure to get a copy of my book. It will be long, but not forever. In the meantime, I'll be back on July 10th for more Thankful Thursday. Watch all my social media pages to see who the next guest will be. And just as a reminder, remember your girl will be live at a pop up shop. This is my first pop up shop in 2174 Nostrum Avenue in Flatbush, Brooklyn. So if you're in the area this Saturday, starting from 3 to 8, if you're in the area, come out and let's meet and greet, and also get your branded items, your book, your tote bags, just everything that you think of. I'll have it there, and other entrepreneurs will be there. So come out and support small entrepreneurs on Saturday. So this Saturday, June 28th, starting from 3 to 8 p.m. So see you there, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great one.